what is the future? And I don't mean what's going to happen in the future, but rather, what does the future really represent? Is it a marker in time? Is it the sum of all of our fears, hopes, and aspirations? Or instead, is it all of the things that are actually somehow different from the present? And if that's the case, what exactly does it take to achieve that kind of future? Or more accurately, what kind of people can really make that dream a reality? To understand this question, I've been thinking a lot about the kinds of people that in our world today have really done more than anything else to change the direction of the present. I want to tell you a story about Elon Musk. Not the Elon Musk that you're familiar with. I'm talking about this Elon Musk, the Elon Musk of 2001, who had just sold his company PayPal for $700 million and was, let's face it, a little bit bored. Elon decided he wanted to pull a stunt, and he thought, how interesting it would be if you could actually send a rocket to Mars. And he looked into it and he couldn't find that NASA had any current programs to do this. So he started to look into what was possible to actually start a rocket company himself. He'd heard that the Russians were actually selling some intercontinental ballistic missiles. I don't know how this happens. It was the fall of the Soviet Union. I guess there's lots of people trying to make money on the side. Anyway, the rumor was they were willing to sell it for $7 million each, and he wanted to get 3 of them. So Elon Musk goes to Russia. He meets these very suspect Russians who proceed to get him very drunk. He makes an offer to buy 3 of these missiles for $21 million. The Russians laugh at him. They say, Elon, it's actually $21 million each. And they said, listen, kid, you can't afford this, just go home. Anyway, Elon's furious. But on the flight back, he says to himself, why is this so difficult? He buries himself in books about rockets and rocketry and ballistics. And he thinks to himself, well, if I was actually to try to build a rocket from scratch, how much could this possibly cost if I started with basic materials? Anyway, you know how this story ends. 2 decades later, not only is SpaceX one of the most successful commercial space companies in history, it's actually being paid by NASA to send astronauts to the International Space Station and perform missions regularly for them. He's actually managed to build a rocket that not only can successfully and safely take off, but can also land itself as well. This truly is the beginning of an entirely new age of space exploration. And how did it happen? It happened not because of technological inevitability or economics or any kind of market forces. It happened because a certain leader was bold enough to make that occur. So when we think about the future, and when I say the future favors the bold, what I'm really saying is that the future is not a result of any kind of inevitable decisions or technological advances. It's a result of individuals, organizations, and teams that have the courage to not only set a big vision, but to do whatever it takes to get there. I actually believe that the future favors the bold because the bold are very different. They think in different ways, and critically, they have a different belief system.